24/7. I want to say 24/7, 365, but are we really? Because some days we take the day off. Anyways, here with your morning show. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I was gonna have to do this one solo because I gave Mitch the day off for his birthday. By the way, if you guys go make sure you wish Mitch a happy birthday. Um, but you can see from how Jay's dressed up, I thought I was gonna not have a co-host this morning. Um, Definitely thought he was either gonna be wearing sunglasses or half hanging off the bed or something. But yeah, no, he's here bright and early, bushy tailed, and ready to make sure to let us all know that the ticket prices at Globe Life have gone up substantially for some reason. I don't know what is that reason, Jay.
Because my Texas Rangers are in the World Series, man. That is insane. It's crazy. This has been a resilient team all year. Back up against the wall, they gotten it done. They made it, a sweat more often than not, but they got it done in the end. And we're waiting on our opponent today. Los Serpientes and the Phillies go at it. Game 7 for a trip to the World Series. But regardless of whoever wins, World Series Game 1 will be here in Dallas, Texas, aka Arlington, to be exact. But here in Dallas, man, that is insane.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I said yesterday, if the Rangers won that game, I would give them their flowers, and they did. They played really well. Did not think they were going to blow out the Astros the way they did in Game 7, but he said, got to give credit where it's due. And Adolis Garcia winning ALCS MVP. Again, got to give him credit.
Much deserved.
Now he has to mature. And that's where I think that's the first step of it. Is now he sees what it's like to have that success. There's no I understand you're young and sometimes you let that moment get the better of you, but now he's past it. And now you build on it. And this is where yeah, all young. We always talk about all young players are going to make mistakes, and all young players are going to have those moments. They just got to treat them as learning experiences. And right now, it looks like Garcia is on the way to doing that. So um, now it's just about finishing the story and winning the World Series.
Yep. We're gonna find out who it is today. It's gonna be a hell of a game. Them Los Serpientes won't go down without a fight. And shout out the Astros. Shout out the Astros. 7 straight is insane. 7 straight ALCSs. You know, um, shout out to them, man. That feat alone is hard to do. Um, that's a hell of a team down there, man. And my boys got them out of here though.
And now it's like you said. Now the game the path isn't over. It's still
It's
got to be
not.
the first. Still got to be the first to 4 wins from here on out. So
We've never won a World Series. We don't have any here for the Rangers. Goose egg. So still 4 more wins. 4 more wins. Not
if
satisfied.
if Arizona makes it, it'll be someone. I don't know. I was gonna no Arizona won one.
They got one.
They got one in 01. So yeah, never mind. I stand corrected.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So see, I think Ron made the point I made or I was making it was just in a different way, but he's not that young. But I'm saying when it's your first taste of this kind of success, it kind of gets to your head a little bit. So now it's just like I said. Now it's been there, done that. Now you just got to carry it forward. I think that's the point I was trying to make. Not necessarily that he's like, young. I'm just saying it's a just a learning experience. That was all. Because I thought I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought when he did that, it was gonna cost him the series. So, but anyways, moving forward, got a decent card today. Got
NBA is bad.
NBA opening night. Yeah. Couple college football game 7, like Jay mentioned, the Diamondbacks Phillies, and still a head scratcher to me.
Yeah.
Frozen Frenzy, 16-game NHL card. No, it's actually what they're labeling it. Like that was like the actual name of
That's
it.
that. Oh, so they're actually calling it
They're
that?
calling it Frozen Frenzy.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like no idea why you're doing it this early in the season, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did it again later on, anyways. So, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it.
But
Let's you know what? Let's knock out the baseball first. Game 7. You know,
games.
trip to the World Series on the line. Phillies, Diamondbacks. Jay, what do you got here?
I think this is as 50-50 as a game gets, in all honesty. Um, and I cannot pass up the value here on the Diamondbacks. That's basically my stance. This is going to be an all hands on deck game. Pretty much going to see everybody for both teams. Kind of how we did last night. Like Montgomery came in, pitched 3.5, even though he just pitched what 2 games before that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably going to see all hands on deck. And the thing about it is, I just trust the Diamondbacks in this spot, man. I do. This is what I will say: the Phillies at home, they have the best home field advantage in baseball. You know, they've been dominant at home, but that was up until last game. The Diamondbacks didn't seem phased at all in Philly, and Fott looked really good in his last outing. Like he did. We got to give him credit for that. I don't know how long he goes here, maybe 2 or 3. Um, I can't pass up this plus money in a straight up 50-50 game. You know, the Diamondbacks, this is what they've done all year. Be competitive, be right here in the thick of things, and they're 1 game away from the World Series for a reason. Um, I don't think the Phillies minus 170 is accurate. You know, I think that I got to go for the plus money here. Give me the Diamondbacks money line.
And I get that point. I do, because, like you said, it's 50-50. It's a one game, it's a 1 game series now. And to get a team at plus 144 in a 1 game playoff is crazy. But the thing for me is that, and I alluded to this yesterday, and the take on it was incorrect with the Rangers. I thought the inexperience in a game 7 would get them. So maybe it's not necessarily the most the best angle to take, but the difference for me between the Rangers and the Diamondbacks here is that one team has Max Scherzer, the other has Brandon Pfaadt. And while Pfaadt has pitched well, he's still had his moments this season. I think he's still got an ERA up over 5 on the road. Like I said, he's pitched well in the playoffs. He held the Dodgers, I think it was to 4 1/3 shutout innings. Had some decent performances so far in the playoffs. I mean, you don't just get to a 2.13 ERA over 3 starts by getting shelled. But Ranger Suarez has pitched well as well, and apples to apples, if it comes down to it being bullpen arms, right now I trust the Phillies bullpen a lot more than I trust Arizona's,
I
especially
trust,
with
I trust Arizona's. I
yes,
do.
I'm
Kimbrel
still
and fade. They probably. I'm just trying to think who they gonna run out because it's all hands on deck. So we're probably gonna see. I wouldn't be surprised if like Wheeler just popped out late, or like Taiwan, you might see some of him. I don't know. I just think if I see Kimbrel come out on that mound late in this game and it's a tie game, I'm in game in the Diamondbacks heavily. And I think that's where this game's headed, Chris. I do, but my bad.
no, yeah, no. I'm telling you, I don't have a premium on this game at all. So my lean would be Philadelphia. Excuse me. Um, of the two closers, who's been better? I think it's been, or I think it's been Paul Sewell, no question. But and I know you got to take it with a grain of salt and sort of just look at it with fresh glasses, and kind of like you said, it's going to be all hands on deck. So you might see starting caliber pitchers or starting level pitchers in a bullpen spot in this game, but I just still can't get that sinking feeling out of my stomach that you see Miguel Castro run to the mound. You know what I mean? So it's like that's sort of where my mind goes whenever I see the Diamondbacks, and just knowing that it is going to be sort of like a all hands on deck situation. So
James, I am an Arizona Diamondbacks fan tonight. I rather play the Diamondbacks than the Phillies. I ain't gonna lie. But still, the Diamondbacks could very well win this and beat up on my Rangers in the World Series, and I wouldn't be surprised. That's how well they played here in the postseason. What I wouldn't be surprised if Philly win here and we had a hell of a series too, um, with them, man. So I think this is as 50-50 as it gets, Chris. I really do. This game is tough for me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's game seven. What else can you say? I mean, you guys, it's not gonna. There's no cakewalks in game seven if you get to that point. But as we move on, I know we'll get to Jay's favorite now. Save the best for last, but um, now the other one, college football.
Oh, college football,
Yeah,
ew.
that was yeah. I was saying that. I was saying that with sarcasm.
Nah, I'm playing. Let's do it.
You actually thought I was going to give you what you want right out of the gate. How dare you? You should know me better than that by now. First game on the board, we got Louisiana Tech at home against New Mexico State. New Mexico State bowl eligible with a win here. Um, Louisiana Tech 6-5 on the year, so got La Tech laying 2.5 at home. Total 53.5. Is there anywhere you're looking in this one, Jay?
Officially, no. Free pick wise, this game, it's a weird game. Just how all these midweek game have been. We've seen the ups and downs for both of these teams. I've watched enough of these two teams with them being in these standalone games this far this season. La Tech, man, you know, we seen them put up points against UNT, that bad defense, but it just wasn't enough. We saw UNT eventually outscore them. They looked okay against Nebraska. Beat UTEP. Last 2 weeks were in very winnable games, just kind of fell short. In all honesty, Chris, I don't understand the line in this one. I think New Mexico should be favored, but that may be somebody knows something I don't. But because, I'm not going to try to overcomplicate this one. What I've seen with my two eyes, watching these two teams here of recent, New Mexico State has looked better. I do understand this game is in Louisiana, but New Mexico's played well on the road, beat up on UTEP, competed with Hawaii, beat New Mexico. I'm gonna take New Mexico State here. I'm not gonna try to overcomplicate this one. And if I am gonna play it, I might as well play on money line. What is it, like plus 110, 115 ish?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot here with New Mexico State. Dags.
Now I'll say this: I think this game comes down to where do you rank Louisiana Tech, or what do you think of Louisiana Tech? Because if we look at New Mexico State's run so far, right? Their wins have basically been the House of a Thousand Corpses. It's been a bunch of teams without a pulse.
Fair.
You lose to UMass in your opener. That's the one that stinks because if you win that game, we're not having this discussion about being bowl eligible in this game, given the way the rest of their games have gone. You beat FCS Western Illinois, who's been one of the worst FCS teams over the last few years. I mean, I think they won one game in FCS last year. Liberty, you got your butts kicked, but that was a revenge game for Liberty. I had Liberty winning that one in a rout all the way. New Mexico, rivalry game, but again, the New Mexico Lobos aren't very good. You lose at Hawaii. The trip to the islands is tough, but it's still a Hawaii team that doesn't have very good defense. And then your wins last few weeks against FIU, Sam Houston, and UTEP. So three teams that can't score. So if you think Louisiana Tech is kind of lumped in that group, I'm with you. I think you go New Mexico State money line. If you rank Louisiana Tech a little bit higher than that, maybe that's why they're favored. For me, I just got to check Louisiana Tech's schedule here because I want to see what they have to close out the year because they need to keep winning to become to get bowl eligibility.
Liberty, Sam Houston, Jacksonville State.
Yeah, so you have to win this one. I'll probably go Louisiana Tech money line, but no real play for me here. I wouldn't be surprised if New Mexico State won this game outright. But with that remaining schedule, you've got to take every winnable chance that you can get. And I think Louisiana Tech shows up here. But again, this isn't, no way this is a premium for me. I'm not going to lie to you. And our other game on the board, Liberty Bibberty on the road against Western Kentucky. Liberty laying 5.5 on the road. Total set at 60.5. Jay, you got anything here?
Give me Liberty or give me death. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna take Western Kentucky plus the points in this one. Is Liberty the best team in this conference? Yes. Did they hiccup a little bit last week against Middle Tennessee? Yes. The way they started that game was atrocious. What was it, like first play interception? Um, they did come back and win the game. They didn't cover it, did they? I don't think they covered in that one.
Liberty, no, they didn't. They didn't come anywhere close to covering.
Yeah, they
I
didn't
had them in
cover.
that game.
I think they're the better team, but I don't want to lay points with them here on the road. I just we saw their defense give up some points to Middle Tennessee, and when I think of Western Kentucky, I think offense. Um, I know they lost last week on the road to Jacksonville State, but other than that, they've shown me that they can score. 24-31 on Middle Tennessee last time they played them, so they can score right here in the same bunch with these other two teams. They're at home. Liberty probably wins this one by 4 points. I think is how this one shakes out. I'm a lean towards Western Kentucky and their offense doing enough to keep this one within the number.
Yeah, give me the over 16.5 all day in this one. I just this Hilltopper
I like
defense
that.
is
I like that too.
this Hilltopper defense is terrible. I mean, it could be me, you, Mitch, 8 other cappers, and we play both ways against Liberty or against Western Kentucky. We could probably score 30 points. Shotgun tight end, by the way. Um, yeah, I mean, look at Western Kentucky's numbers, right? Liberty likes to run the football. They're not a team that likes to pass it all that much. And Liberty's offense, ninth in total offense, second in rushing, 11th in yards per play. Western Kentucky, 129th in rush defense, 111th in yards per carry allowed. So I think Liberty's going to run up and down the field on these guys. Um, Now, if there's one area you can attack Liberty's defense, we saw it with Middle Tennessee last week. It's in the air. Western Kentucky, 30th in passing offense. Uh, they're top 5 in passing attempts per game, so they're going to air it out in this game. It's just a matter of stopping it.
Yep.
And I think that Western Kentucky will be able to score here as well. So give me the over 60.5 in this one. All right, now we get on to Jay's favorite.
There we go. Now we're talking.
NHL. No,
Ah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, I forgot which one was first. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I forgot which one was first. Lakers and Nuggets. The Nuggets with the banner raising ceremony tonight. Um, Probably going to be emotional, mile high. Lakers, on the other hand, do they continue to disappoint? I mean, this is a Lakers team that you see a lot. You see a roster, and I get it. He's getting older. But you see a roster with LeBron James, Anthony Davis. You would think this is a lineup that can at least compete, right? Like, can at least, be a middle of the pack team in the Western Conference playoffs, but hasn't necessarily been shaken out like that the last couple years. So, but again, health is a big part of that. So, um, yeah, Nuggets laying 5 at home, total 228.5. Jay, what do you got here?
this game, I'm sticking with the same thing I said on the jam session. I'm taking the Nuggets in this one. I think the trendy pick tonight is trying to take the Lakers, and I get it. You know, ring night. This team may not have the same legs underneath them. Laying points on the Lakers team that's been doing a lot of chirping over the offseason. You would think they come out here and try to make a statement game one. I'm not buying into the hype, man. The Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. Short, sweet, simple. They were the number one home ATS team for most of the season last year. They cooled off towards the end. They just weren't blowing teams out quite the same because they had the number one seed locked up for most of like half the season last year in the West. I think people forgot how good the Nuggets were in the regular season last year. Um, Anthony Davis got his lunch ate by Nikola Jokic in that playoff series. And what changes here? I think Jokic is the best player right now in the NBA. I know a lot of people may think that's a crazy statement, but it is not. He is the best player currently in the NBA, and they have a real home court advantage up there in the elevation. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We just literally saw this team put the Lakers out of the postseason dominantly, really. I'm taking the Nuggets. I'm laying the points.
I can't fault you for thinking like that at all. However, I'm initially leaning towards the Lakers right now because strange, and I said it before, and I don't know if it's come to fruition the entire time, but strange things happen on banner raising ceremony night. Um, didn't happen in the NHL. Vegas has gotten off to a strong start, but sometimes it happens in the NBA. And like you said, the Nuggets, they just bounced the Lakers last year. I gotta think that the Lakers haven't forgotten about that, especially LeBron. Am I gonna ride this mentality the whole way? No, but as long as Anthony Davis is healthy, I gotta keep riding him. I mean, is Jokic the best player in the NBA? I think I'm with you. I think that he is because this guy's a walking triple double anytime he takes the floor. And when we talk about the most valuable player, I will always die on the hill that I think it is the player that is the most valuable to their team's success. And Nikola Jokic is not only the best player in the NBA, he is both of those things. He's most valuable to Denver's success. They have nice pieces behind him, and they can probably get by against the lesser teams without him. But he is the best player in the NBA and most valuable. That being said, though, I think 5 points is just too many. I think if the Nuggets win this one, I think it's by 3. Um, and I'm not a big believer in this, but it's just something that stood out to me. 70% of the money is on the Lakers. So only 56% of the bets, 70% of the money. So take that for what it's worth.
Silly people.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just it's going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a good test to see where both these teams are out of the gate. I mean, we know what the Nuggets are, but it's about, will they be able to sustain it in the opener, and will the Lakers be able to prove a point? Now, the other game on the board. And if you guys got anything to say in the comments, let us know. We can talk about stuff. I don't want to necessarily blow through the show too quickly, but it's just like Jay and I don't have the filibustering talent that Mitch does. So
I don't. It's a true art. It's a true talent.
It's Actually, no. We can talk about NFL after this before we get to the NHL. Just a quick touch on it, but Suns and Warriors. Now that this line has started to shift. I think it's up to 3 now, 2.5 in some places, but 3. The news: Bradley Beal not playing in this game,
and Devin Booker 50-50 to play tonight as well.
Yeah, with a heel. Is it a heel injury or ankle injury?
Yes, toe, something like that.
Something below his ankle. And obviously that's significant news. I was operating under the news that that Beal was going to play. But I mean, now knowing that, I'm not sure. Jay, maybe you can answer.
I'm sure this one is. I'm taking the Warriors. I would lay the points in this one. Let's not overcomplicate these things, fellas. Let's just go back to our systems from last year, and let's just bring them to this year and see if they roll out. And until they don't, then we know. But we know who the Warriors are. This is the team that has the most team chemistry of all the teams in the NBA. This is the Golden State Warriors. You know who also the Warriors were? I've talked about how well the Nuggets were at home last season, ATS. They led it for most of the season. Well, at the end of the season, the number 1 ATS team in the NBA were the Golden State Warriors, man. They go stupid, dummy crazy at the crib as well. On the road last year, the Warriors were an automatic fade. At home, they were a moneymaker, man. We made a ton of money. I want to say they were 30-16-1 against the spread at home last season. You got Chris Paul going up against his old team. I just think, like, this is what I also said last year, man. The Warriors got magnets in the rim and Chase Center because there's some shots that they just don't hit on the road. I don't know how they be falling at home, but they just be falling like they fall no other way. I'm not taking the Suns. Would I be surprised if the Suns were the better team later on in the season with 3 top 20 guys in the NBA? No, I wouldn't be surprised. But right here, week 1, Suns banged up in Golden State, taking the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take the over here. 232.5. You look at the head-to-head meetings last year, and this is without Kevin Durant playing for the Suns. I mean, a lot of it was with Devin Booker, so his status is going to be key to this. But you had totals that if this total was at 232.5, this total of 232.5 was the total in all four games, you would have went 4-0 to the over. You had 134, 105, 130, 119, 125, 113, 123, 112 in March when Durant was in Phoenix. He didn't play in that game, but he was still there. And I'm just saying he's gonna, now that he's actually gonna be playing in this game, I think he's gonna have a definite impact on it. Um, yeah, and like Jay said, there are just certain shots that the Warriors hit at Golden State at home that they wouldn't hit anywhere else. Um, so yeah, I got to look at the over here. Now I think it was, who was it
I'll look,
here?
guys. I haven't looked at no props for today. I usually
Um,
wait later on the day because y'all know how the NBA and the roster moves go.
yeah,
These guys were just fine the other day. Now all of a sudden they hurt and can't play week one. I mean game one. It's interesting.
yeah. Where is it here? Paul said, "Who's the Warriors starting five if Draymond Green is out?" So
Draymond probably is out.
yeah, I've seen he's already. I saw on a website he was already ruled this out.
Okay, yeah.
Steph, Clay, Kevon Looney, Andrew Wiggins. Who's the four? Why is
I'm
this so
going
hard?
Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes tonight. Michael no swing the ball. Porter Jr. He gonna shoot about six of them. So make three threes from the corner. I can see LeBron, AD, Hyper playing up on Jokic, Murray. Swing to the corner, MPG. He putting them up. Hopefully it fall. I'd rather, hey, 2.5. I'm there. Let's see what else I like.
Actually, you know what? I might, if for the starting five, I'd probably go Curry, Paul, Thompson, Wiggins, and Looney.
I mean, if these guys are out, KD over 20.5 field goals attempted.
Wow.
Who else gonna put him up but him? I would wait though till we see what's up with Booker. But I don't think that's a bad place to be.
The other game, I'd go Austin Reeves over 2.5 threes. I like Austin Reeves this season. Um, I'm telling you guys though, keep an eye out in this game. I think the Warriors had some sneaky good picks in the draft. Trace Jackson Davis was a proven scorer. My concern with him is that we've seen proven scorers in the NBA, guys like Tyler Hansborough that flamed out. Um, he's the first one that comes to mind. But be just keep an eye on Brandon Podziemski. This guy played for Santa Clara. This guy's really good, and it just I think that the Warriors might have stolen one there.
And then I know everybody's anticipating Steph and Clay probably going off against KD tonight, but I'm a little contrarian. I might try to go a little sneaky spot, 16.5 for my guy Wiggins, the glue guy, the guy that pulls it all together. I can see him having a good night tonight, opening up the season. I'm going to go Wiggins 16.5. So the three props that I like, Wiggins 16.5, KD over 20.5 shot attempts. And then we're going Mr. No Swing the Rock, only shoot the ball, Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes. I go three of them for y'all boys.
Let's see here. Great. Now Jay's swung me onto something here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go. Let's go with Clay. What do I have here on this? 5 or more made threes plus 150. I think that's all he's gonna do. He's just gonna park up on the outside like he normally does. Hit corner three after corner three. Like I said, I like Austin Reeves threes tonight. I want to take a shot on a Steph Curry double double, but I don't know if that would come through.
I'm scared of the double double because Chris Paul's there now, so it's just like
Yeah.
you know,
Funny enough, Chris Paul's double double is a shorter price than Steph Curry's.
yeah, because
Plus
Chris
four
Paul
twenty five.
a lot more facilitating than Curry now.
Yeah. Let me see what Jokic's triple double is. 'Cause, I mean, that's always a
That's always worth a look.
yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Jokic should get a double double is minus 600.
The double double, so yeah, because that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus 140.
Only 140 for a trip dub.
You know what? If you're looking for a sneaky big plus money play that's at least worth a sprinkle, LeBron James triple double plus 1425. I could see one of those like 24, 11, and 10 games where he just sneaks in
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't
and
surprise me.
uh, and
Nope.
potentially gets one of yours. So that's what I'm going to look at. I'm not going to parlay these up. I might parlay up the 2 3-point props. Reeves and Thompson. Reeves over 2.5 and Thompson 5 or more. But LeBron for a triple double at plus 1425 is not bad. The double double is plus 160. So take that for what it's worth.
There you go.
But Jay, before we move on to our favorite segment of the show, the NHL, any takeaways from NFL, either Monday nighter or just Week 7 in general, besides what we talked about yesterday, the Bills being a fraud?
Yeah, I could definitely go back to that. I don't think enough people are talking about that. Matter of fact, I will talk about that.
Oh
Let's.
God,
Bills are not the Chiefs. Okay, the Bills are not the Chiefs. The Bills' best win. The Bills' best win is a loss to the Chiefs. So can we stop with this Buffalo Bills nonsense? Their best win, Chris, is a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in that playoff game where they were up with 13 seconds left. That's their best win. It's not even a win, it's a loss. Um, I think people think the Bills are the Chiefs. I think people think the Bills are even the Bengals. The Bills haven't even been to a Super Bowl. Can we stop with the Bills? Please. Please. Now, other point, I think the NFL this season is wide open. We've now seen the Niners look like humans back to back weeks, lost last night to the Minnesota Vikings. That's insane. Brock Purdy, ooh, might got to chill that Purdy talk down. It's the system. It's definitely the system because he has not looked quite the same. And the NFC is wide open, man. Everybody got 2 losses except for the Philadelphia Eagles. And even then, I think that they're my number one team now in the NFC. But let me say this carefully. I'm not 100% sold on them is what I'm going to say. And we're going to find a lot about we're going to learn a lot about Philly coming up because they're going through the gauntlet. They hell of a win this past week over the Dolphins. Hats off. You've earned the number one spot in my pound rankings in the NFC. Can you maintain it through this tough stretch? We will find out. You got 2 games with them boys up next. And it looked like this year we getting Dak versus Jalen. So we're going to find out who's mano y mano in this division. AFC, it's still the Chiefs until further notice. It's the Chiefs until further notice. So that's what I got. And that's my little NFL rant for the day.
yeah, I think that that league wide power ranking is going to be decided in 3 weeks when the Eagles head to Arrowhead. But that now that you mention, I did not see how tough of a stretch that is.
Yes, they go through an
They
absolute gauntlet.
there's like a 6 week stretch where they play like 5 teams that could at least have double digit wins. Like they've got Dallas. Actually, I shouldn't have said Dallas in double digit wins. Anyways, um, sorry, sorry. I'm not hating. I'm just trying to rattle your chain a little bit. Dallas at home, at KC, home against Buffalo, home against the Giants, at Dallas, and at Seattle. Before a cakewalk of Cardinals, Giants to close out the season. So
Yeah, they got a tough little schedule right here, right now. We're gonna learn a lot about them coming in and out of it.
if they run the table through that, I think this team is 16-1. As crazy as that sounds,
They're not gonna run it through there. I'm guaranteeing a single loss to Dallas. Maybe both. Maybe both. Maybe both. I think people forget how dominant Dak Prescott is in this division, and how much he's owned the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, y'all beat us last year, but it was with Cooper Rush. Don't forget that. And I know we beat y'all with Gardner Minshew, but Dak Prescott, I want to say his record against Philly is like 7-1 last 8. It's something crazy.
All
Um,
right, hold on, let's look.
yeah, it's something crazy. So we'll see. We'll see. Number one right now, I'm giving them their flowers. I'm giving it to them. This is as good as it's gonna get from me. So number
Where
one,
did where did the Niners drop after that?
in all honesty, two in the NFC.
No,
I still
I'm talking league wide. Like, what's your
leave.
power rankings right now? Did you do them?
I haven't done it yet. It's a lot of shakeup. They're still top 5.
Okay.
Right there because everybody has bad losses. Everybody does. The Lions just got ran out the gym this week on the road. They were never in it. We've seen the Cowboys lose big to the Niners, get beat by the Cardinals. Um, the Bills, they've got bad losses. Like everybody up there has a bad loss, so it's all just mumbled jumbled up there at the top.
So Dak is 8-3 in his career against the Eagles, but a caveat is just how many of those were against these Eagles, right? So, I mean, when
That's
Jalen
fair.
Hurts, when did Jalen Hurts assume the and he wasn't, and this is something taken into consideration. He
But you got
didn't
to
play.
remember, the Eagles were good before Jalen Hurts with Carson Wentz. They were good. They went to the Super Bowl and all that. And even
Yeah,
then,
that's true. No, I know, but I'm just it's I'm a lot higher on the Eagles now than I was then, with all due respect to their Super Bowl wins. So, um, and yeah,
that
it's also worth noting that the loss last year, and oh God, Lord help me for giving Jay excuses here. Um, that 26-17 loss in Week 6, Dak was inactive. So again, stuff that's all important to consider and take with a grain of salt. But
it's gonna be a great game this season. 2 games. Hopefully, we get both starting quarterbacks. That's what I'm saying. Right now, my NFC goes Philly, San Fran, Dallas, Detroit. That's how it goes. Philly, San Fran, Dallas, Detroit. I'm in the NFC. In the AFC, it probably goes something like Kansas City, maybe Baltimore. Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati, maybe 3. It's tough right now. It's tough. it's
wait,
it, it,
what'd you say it was?
for which one?
AFC.
Maybe Kansas City, Baltimore,
Did you say
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati after?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Mitch isn't going to be happy.
I mean, the Dolphins, Chris, they got look at their wins and look at their losses.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I mean, can you? I know you got to be. I mean, the win over the Chargers on the road to start the year isn't a bad loss or a
They
bad
got,
win, sir. It's
got
good.
losing records currently. All their wins are
But
against teams with losing records, and 2 teams that they played that have winning records, they got not only beat, but they got beat.
well, those were both on the road, and the thing is now, even then the Kansas City game is going to be in. Is that the one? That's the one in Germany.
So
I get the case. I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I get the case you're making that you got to beat a team with a pulse, but at the same time, can't fault a team for who's put in front of them. But that being said, when you can't fault a team that's been put in front of them, then they have to put up or shut up when they face a team like that in the playoffs. So, that's a fair point. But I mean, I still think Miami. I'd probably put them against Cincinnati ahead of Cincinnati right now. But
that's
again,
fair. That's fair. It's tough.
um, yeah.
Anything else? Any other little shake
Mm,
up?
I think I'd give Jacksonville some credit.
Okay, you know what? You know what? That's who I left off the list. Damn.
Now again, you beat Indianapolis twice. Once was was Richardson playing that first game? Yeah, he was. So
I'm
you
gonna go
beat
Jacksonville third, and I'm gonna move Cincy to 4, and I'm gonna go probably Buffalo 5, And Miami 6.
Well, here's the thing, right? And again, I'm not going to make excuses. This is how I see it. Indianapolis you beat with a rookie quarterback, right? Making his first start. Whatever. You beat sorry, you lose to Kansas City in a game where the offense couldn't get anything going. You get your teeth kicked in by Houston um, at home, right? That game was in Jacksonville, I believe. Yeah, that game was in Jacksonville. And then you have two games in London where the Falcons just they can't score on the road, and against a Buffalo team that decided to go to London on 3 days rest or with 3 days to prepare. And then you beat Indianapolis with Gardner Minshew and the New Orleans Saints. So
Sure. Sure. So we're gonna learn a lot in these next coming up weeks. I think it's wide open in the NFC, AFC. I'm saying Chiefs until further notice. I wouldn't be surprised though if Baltimore or Jacksonville gave them a good run for their money later on in the
yeah,
season.
absolutely, it's. I mean, we got. I'll remember we're seven games. Maybe some teams. Yes, we're 7 games into the season, so
Right.
it's a 17 game season. We still got plenty of time to go. Plenty of
Yeah.
wrinkles to be thrown in, but um,
NHL.
yeah, Frozen Frenzy.
Huge card. I did some studying today, so there's a few games I'm gonna talk about that I like.
All right, go on. I'll let you. I'll give you the soapbox.
First, all right. I kind of like those Islanders today. It just seems like a little sneaky spot. The Islanders, hear me out. I think that they're kind of like who's my team that they're kind of like in the NBA. I don't know. I, I still got I'm refreshing my NBA database,
Okay.
but the Islanders basically. Here's my theory. I think against like when they play those bad teams, that's when you can look at it like they might lose this game. They could lose right here. I'm not laying the wood here right there, but I just feel like when they go up against some of the best teams in the league, they try to show out a little bit, try to play hard, especially in the regular season. I know Colorado undefeated, man, but that line look a little funky. Might be a little money line spot there for the Romanellis. What else did I like? This team continues to kill me, Chris. Continues to kill me, but I'm going back to the well today. Give me the Kraken. Give me the Kraken. I think that I know Detroit has played well. They've only lost one game. They've been rolling since the start of the season, but it just looks like this is the cool off spot. I don't know why it looked like that to me. That line looked funky. 5-1, 1-4-1 team. I might got to take a shot there on the Kraken. Two more. My Dallas Stars. Hey, when I look at this game, the Penguins haven't shown me anything to suggest that they beat my Stars. I'm sorry, they just haven't shown me anything. It's not like when I look at those. I know I'm not the biggest hockey guy, but I know that my Stars should be one of the best teams in hockey this season. Um, and so more often than not, I want to look in their direction. And their only loss thus far is to the best team in hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights. At a solid, even money line price like it is here, I'm gonna take the better team on the road. And then last but not least, back to my boys, man. I'm gonna be on them a lot. I told y'all earlier in the season. Give me the Coyotes, straight up money line, man. I just think that we're gonna find value on this team a lot more times than not this season, and that the Kings just don't scream that they're a minus 190 team to me. I'm sorry, they don't. I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I'm telling you, I'm not. But I'm just letting y'all know how my brain works when I look at the card. So those are the little spots that I see today.
I'll tell you, I like where you're at with the Arizona Coyotes. I've said it on the wraparound. I do not see that the Kings made the adjustments that they needed to to really improve this team. Any hockey fan, will know who I'm talking about when I say Cam Talbot. Bringing him in doesn't make this Los Angeles goaltending any better. This guy is basically who's someone that a lot of people like to act in the NBA or NFL. Jay, who would you say someone's that's like people like to act is probably a lot better than they are?
They like to act. So they're a
Or
bad
people just say that this guy's good, but he's really not that good.
Russell Wilson.
Okay, Cam Talbot is the Russell Wilson of the NHL.
Mm.
He's been given a lot of credit for stops that he's made. He played in Ottawa. He played in Minnesota. He ain't that good.
Mm.
I think he played in Edmonton or Calgary too. Not that good. And bringing him in, that was the wrong move for the Kings. They should have brought in somebody that's actually better that can really help this team. But Arizona is a team that's going to be pesky this year. They're going to make a lot of people unhappy. You can already see they're 4-0 on the puck line on the road, 2-2 straight up.
They're gonna be one of my teams. I can already see it.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to. I'm not trying to shoot down the hockey guy. I'm not trying to rub the hockey guy into the boards. That sounded really bad. But if it's if you watch hockey, it's an actual thing. I'm trying to say I'm not trying to check Jay into the boards or anything here. And I'm sure Ron's still here because we're talking NHL. The thing with me about the Islanders, this is a team I've said before. They play fantastic, physical, gritty defensive hockey. The problem is that sometimes they rely on the goaltending too much to try to get the win. And Ilya Sorokin, he's a guy that can steal a game on his own. Granted, and he's done it. I think he did it. The Islanders probably had an extra 15 or 20 wins last year because of how well Sorokin played and he was able to keep them in games. The problem is the Colorado Avalanche just do that as well as the Islanders with a better offense. So that's kind of where I'm at with the with the Avs. That price does look a little funky. That's I'm not disputing that. But we've kind of seen the Avs sort of be discounted like this on the road already. And I think just teams are sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And right now, I think tonight is a night where you just got to kind of ride it out with certain teams until the other shoe drops. Until you got to just strike while the iron's hot, because teams are going to play to the back of their cards over the course of the season. And if you're getting value until you have a reason not to, I say you just keep riding it. And the same thing applies to me here with the Detroit Red Wings against Seattle. Seattle has scored 1 goal in 5 of their 6 games this
Oh, the
season,
Kraken, man. They've been my nemesis. That's my nemesis thus far this year.
which is
They just
which
keep
is
getting.
which is really surprising considering how well they played on the road last year. I think they were the most profitable road team in hockey, and I was on them a couple times this year because I thought, hey, this team, they would win. They won a ton of games on the road. I think this price is a stigma that's attached with the Detroit Red Wings. That people are still hanging on to past Red Wings teams that weren't good, and you couldn't hold a candle to the teams of the Red Wings from like the 90s and the 2000s, where
Right.
there's this mentality, and I'm sorry if I'm going on a filibuster for everybody here, but there's this mentality with the Detroit Red Wings of what this team is supposed to be. And you see Detroit having all these Stanley Cups in the 90s and 2000s, and they were a playoff team early in the 2010s. And then they have these like 4 or 5 years where the team just crapped the bed and was terrible and couldn't win on the road. Now they're 5-1, and people are just like, this isn't sustainable. This isn't. They're playing well, and they're just taking advantage of what they're being given, and they've scored 27 goals in their last 5 games. So this team has figured out something. So for me, until I'm not saying that Jay's wrong with this. The line does look funky. I just think it's funky because people just think that Detroit is not what they're supposed to be.
That's fair.
And Seattle, until I see them show me something. Granted, I faded them against Carolina. Of course, it was the one game they won. They decided to score 7 goals, more goals in one game than they had scored in the entire season up to that point. I think twice as many. But it just until I see it from Seattle, I'm going to keep fading them. I mean, the goaltending's done its job, but last time I checked, you got to be able to score more goals than the other team to win a game. So
You do.
um, I love that Dallas play. Pittsburgh's getting old, and I hate to say it, but Pittsburgh's really getting old. And even if the guys like Malkin and Crosby are still playing well, I'm not a Tristan Jarry fan. I think it's Nedeljkovic that they have as their backup goalie. He's just a career backup. Dallas, I'm telling you guys right now, any hockey fans in here, I have Jake Ottinger to win the Vezina. I think this is a breakout year for Ottinger. I think Dallas could be the number 1 team in the Western Conference if a lot of bounces go their way, or at least the Central.
a lot of people keep telling me that this Stars team should be really, really, really good this year.
Yeah, I think this Dallas team should win the Central and could potentially finish top spot in the West if a lot of stuff goes their way and if Ottinger stays healthy. Um, I'm just looking at anywhere else to see if there's any other value opportunities on the board. I would avoid that San Jose Florida game like the plague. Um, there's nowhere to go in that game. If you're looking for a nice dog that I think could hit other than the Coyotes, I think the St. Louis Blues are a live dog against Winnipeg.
I kind of thought about that one too. I thought about that one.
For me, it's supposed to be a battle of goaltenders. Winnipeg's Connor Hellebuck, St. Louis Jordan Binnington. But of the two, Binnington's played the better hockey right now, and the Winnipeg Jets. I don't want to lay points or lay juice with a team that's just having issues stopping the puck right now. The only loss that the Blues have in regulation was a game where it was their backup goalie Joe Hofer stepped in and he gave up 6 goals. Outside of that, Binnington's given up 2 or less in his 3 starts this season. Hellebuck gave up 5 against the Kings, 4 in the win against the Panthers, 4 in a loss to the Flames. So goaltending is an issue right now in Winnipeg. I'm plus 150. I can't pass that up.
What about that Blackhawks Bruins? Any value on the Blackhawks today, or the Bruins just gonna keep being dominant?
See, the problem is that there could be value on the Blackhawks because they've already beaten a couple teams the sizable underdog this season, and Boston hasn't been flashy offensively. But even for not being flashy, they're still 4-1 on the puck line because they're winning games like 3-1, 4-2. Last time out against who was it? It was against Anaheim. Yeah, it was against Anaheim. How you only win that game 3-1 with 3 goals in the third period? Don't get me wrong. I had Boston puck line in that game. I had to change my underwear twice because of no goals in the first period, no goals in the second period. I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But that's what Boston's done all year long. Win games, do just enough to get a multi-goal lead, and hold the team to 2 or less. So we already saw this game too in Boston. Boston's opening night. Boston won that game 3-1. And for me the value is you're still getting Boston at plus money on the puck line. So I can see that. Here's our new saying on the morning show. I can see the path. I can see the path to get to Chicago, but again, it's just I don't know. It's because you look at how they've fared against the better teams that they've played lately. Lost 5-3 to Chicago, 4-3 to Colorado, and the goaltending for Chicago, while it was solid early on, it started to falter. It started to look like what we expected to see from Chicago's goaltending. Mrazek and Soderblom, where they've given up 9 goals in 2 games combined. So, for me, the value is probably on Boston puck line still at plus money. I'm not gonna lie. When this line opened, I thought it was going to be closer to minus 270, 275.
For sure.
So, anything else you see on the board, Jay, or anything? Maybe any game that anybody has question about for hockey? I don't know.
That's it.
We pretty much talked about everything, and there's videos. There, Rod's single game videos. I got the wraparound. Plenty of coverage for NHL. I know Mitch is probably gonna let me hear it because we let NHL get as much coverage as we did today. But you know what? It's his birthday. He took the day off. I'm here. Jay's here. We don't mind talking hockey.
What are they calling it today again?
Frozen Frenzy.
Frozen Frenzy. Okay.
It's AKA when I make all the frozen hors d'oeuvres out of my freezer. Little finger foods. All right. You have a parlay, Jay, or?
Yes, you have to give me a second. My phone.
That's all good.
My phone just died, so
that's all right. I will. I'll give you some time. I'll help you stall a little bit. I'll go first. I'll go with. Let's go with the St. Louis Blues on the money line, the over in Liberty, Western Kentucky, and Let's see. I thought I had a third, and I'm stalling. My brain just went. Oh, Dallas Stars. So Dallas Stars, St. Louis Blues, over in Liberty, Western Kentucky. You know, let's add a kick. Let's go over in um, Suns Warriors.
Okay. I'm gonna go Western Kentucky plus the points. I'm gonna go with the Romanellis, the Islanders, and let's just go Nuggets money line because they don't lose at home. Rarely do they lose at home. What was their record straight up at home last season? Hold on,
Who, the
I got
Warriors?
it. No, I got it. Hold on.
Okay. I was gonna say I knew the Warriors were 33-8 because I did the video for that.
God. At home last season were 44-8.
What was that? So you kind of cut out on my end.
The Nuggets at home last year were they
That
don't lose in Denver.
that's including the playoffs.
Yes, I guess it might be.
Yeah, no, yeah, because you play
Oh, yeah,
what?
it is. Yeah, but they were 44-8 straight up at home
Why
last
do I
year.
want to say they were? I
Golden
haven't
State
looked.
was 37-10.
I haven't
So
looked. I want to say Denver was 35-6 at home. I'm guessing in the regular season.
I think mine's just pulling up all games last year. Oh, here we go. Regular season. Oh, but it won't give me just regular season home.
Here, hold on, I got it. Denver at home last year, 34-7. That was one game off.
As a home favorite, straight up, they were 40-8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta add that as the kicker to the parlay.
Let's see.
Romanelli's the Islanders, the Nuggets money line, and then come on, Western Kentucky. Don't let college football pop me tonight. My parlay. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Homegrown record saying Champions League soccer. Goran's done Champions League soccer videos on the channel. Goran's corner kick, also what he wanted to originally call Goran's free picks. Something tells me that's been done before, but I'll tell you guys what I'm rolling with for Champions League soccer today. Anybody who knows me or has talked to me about soccer knows that I like my draws because there's something to me that's so good about potentially winning a bet if nothing happens because I'm lazy like that and I like things to get done for me if I don't have to lift a finger. So let's go. I'll do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round robin. So basically, you can play a 3-leg parlay with these draws and then play each combination of two. I'm going to go with Lens PSV draw, Sevilla Arsenal draw, and there's the other one here. Sorry, I'm trying to get the odds for you guys. So Lens PSV draw, Sevilla Arsenal draw, and Benfica Real Sociedad draw. The 3-leg parlay plus 46.60. And then the other parlays will probably pay around plus 1,000 or plus 1,100. So you do that round robin, depending on how much you like to bet. Some people, if you like to bet like $10, that'll probably, if you hit all three wagers, probably pay out about 900 and 950. So if not more. So that's where I'm looking at if you're looking for Champions League soccer.
And don't forget about those 3-player props, NBA. KD over 20.5. Michael Porter, no swing the rock Jr. Over 2.5 threes. And the last one was I forgot who the last
Was it shot attempts for KD?
It was shot attempts for KD. Yeah. Oh, and points. Wiggins. That's what it was. Wiggins points. 16.5 over. Yep.
All right. I think
You can put those offering on underdog if that's your thing. I know a lot of people are asking me for that type stuff. You can do that over there.
I think that's it.
That's it. What you selling today?
Oh, for me today, I got a few things on the board. Got my $19 NBA slam dunk. Also got a college football play for $25. Or I should have went. Oh, why didn't I name it this at first? I named it my Top Shelf Tuesday 5 pack, but I should have went with my Frozen Frenzy 5 pack for NHL. But I might have got sued for copyright infringement. Um, five best NHL bets for $49.95. Or this is a great time to hop on long term. I got a bonus big money line underdog for the NHL as well. If you hop on a long term pass, so it is a great time to do it. You know, whether it's just with me or me and Jay or any of our cappers, part of the multi capper deal, you get. Help me out here, Jay. What is it? If you do the 3 day, you get Thursday night NFL, college football, NFL or NHL, NBA, and do you get one of the World Series or no? I can't remember.
No, World Series starts Friday.
Friday. So if you get the 7 day, you get the World Series in there too.
Yep.
What do you got?
I got a money making 3 pack. I got 3 plays, 3 sports. I got my top play in the NBA. We're back, baby. I can hop on that. I have a play tonight in the Major League Baseball game. Trying to keep it rolling. 10-5 in the postseason. In Major League Baseball. Number 2 last 30 days behind Ron the Don himself in Major League Baseball. And then first time this year, Chris, I got an NHL play. My money on the ice NHL play. So my first one of the year on this Frozen Frenzy Tuesday. So 3 plays for me today. I got them all in the 3 pack. You can hop on over at Pick Dogs Premium.
Why do I have this sinking feeling it's a Dallas team?
It may not
There's
be.
okay. It's one of 32 teams on the board. I think I can peg it out, but no, it's no. You know what? I have a feeling you're gonna go. Actually, no, it's minus 160. I was gonna say maybe you would maybe you go with the Leafs because I know you like your Toronto teams as well as you like your Dallas teams.
It may be them Coyotes again.
You know what? That actually wouldn't. That actually might be a good one. I could peg you for the Coyotes too.
I'm gonna start peeling. I'm watching the NHL board a little bit more than I have in years past. I'm gonna try to be better this year, and so I'm watching it. Keeping an eye on it.
Daphne now knows your poker tell. It's when you rub your hands together. Yeah, see if Jay. Yeah, see. All of a sudden, Jay's got pocket aces, and he's not. And it's like he expects nobody to know about it. He's got 4 of a kind.
I've never played poker, so I probably have the worst poker face there.
Jay shows up. It's like I got the Royal Sampler. I got like a Jack, a 9, a 4, a 7, and a 2. Like, what do I got? You got nothing. Does it count for something? No. Oh man. All right. Well, I think that's unless you got anything else. I think we're good here.
It's for me, man. See you guys later on today. I got my live show. We're gonna be chatting some hoops, chatting some NFL. Same guys that are usually with me on Tuesday. And then I probably will be on the drive-thru tonight with Tony T. So that's what I got going on. My Rangers in the World Series. I can't believe it. Y'all got another week or so of listening to my mouth about them. So buckle up. But that's it for me, Chris.
One more week of baseball. Actually, no. If they win the World Series, oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's gonna be a long time till spring training, and even then, if the Rangers win the World Series, we're looking at least a year until the next time they're eliminated.
And you know what's crazy? We're doing it all without the absolute best pitcher in the game. I think people are forgetting that. Wait till next year.
when he stays healthy.
Best pitcher in the game ain't even in this rotation, man.
Like I said, when he stays healthy. I mean, we're gonna get out of here in a sec, but I gotta see how many games he's missed because of injury the last few years. Okay, so let's just say that a normal workload for a starting pitcher is around 30 to 32 games. DeGrom in the last, actually, no, let's not count the COVID year because that would have been a normal sample size in 2020. The last 3 years, he's worked the equivalent of one full season if we're talking 32 starts. 15 in 2021, 11 in 2022, and unfortunately 6 in 2023. So if he stays healthy, I could get behind him, but got to get there first.
Fair enough. Am I going to game one, James? I'm sure thinking about it. Me and my pops was talking about it last night, man. I gotta see them ticket prices drop. They want 800 for the nosebleeds. 800. They gonna drop. They gonna drop. They gonna drop. Or if not, I gotta try to catch them like off the website immediately. We'll see. I gotta make one. I will do my best to make one. We'll see. But they taxing right now.
Welcome to the price of the World Series.
They taxing.
All right, I think that's it. That's all. See you guys later on. Like Jay said, he's got that 4 o'clock jam session. I think it's 4 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, tons of videos of all the games covered today. Yeah, we're gonna have more later on today as well. So definitely make sure you guys check those out, and yeah, check out the drive-through at 6 p.m. Eastern as well. Tons of great cappers on there as well. But
Peace.
we'll see you guys later, and we'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck.